Hey you guys, this is your coach, Dr. Andrea Dickerson here, founder of Ionthe.com, where we connect childcare business owners with proven management solutions. For today's proven management solution, I want to talk to childcare business owners who are in back to school mode and you're wanting to make sure that you organize your systems for your team to be able to follow. So if you're interested in creating a center management workflow that will empower your teachers during this back to school season, then give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, stay tuned, and I'll be right back. Thank you so much for standing along with me. I'm so excited. Right now, my community is buzzing with children returning back to school. And I'm sure that if it hasn't happened for you just yet, back to school is on the way. First, before I get into today's training, I want to say thank you to all of you all who have visited my stand store, or if you've been a client of mine within the last 12 months, I want to say thank you. Because of your business that you do with us, the Ionthe Daycare brand was able to partner with our ministry, the Unity Church, here in my local area, and we booked the City Trends for a private 2-hour shopping spree for the first 100 parents who showed up. The line was long, you guys. Parents came in from all around the city, stood in line for up to 2 hours to come into City Trends and to have a shopping spree. Due to you doing business with us, we were able to contribute to our community, give back to parents, and encourage the children to recite Psalms 23 over their life. What a major give back and movement we were able to do together. So again, I want to say thank you for supporting the Ionthe Daycare brand as we were able to impact 100 children to return back to school by selecting something that they want and enjoying a full shopping spree. Within those 2 hours, you all, we were able to generate over $10,000 in gift cards and personal sales at City Trends. And that's what I call impact. So again, I say thank you for all of you all who are a part of what we do here at the Ionthe Daycare brand. Well, all right, you guys, let's dive into today's lesson. I just want to tell everybody thank you. So today we're going to be talking about what you need to make sure is happening in your business as a CEO. In order for your back to school season to flow as well as it possibly can, because we all know things still will happen in childcare that's out of our scope and out of our hands. However, as a CEO, you learn to navigate moments like that. But this is something you're completely in control of as the CEO, and that is your center management workflows. So I'm going to bring up the center management workflow diagram so that you can take a look at it as I coach you this week. So the first step is you want to make sure that you have 9 major systems operating in your childcare business. So one of the systems that we're going to deal with today are called classroom systems. Now your classroom systems have other processes within it that makes it a system. But today I want to talk about the daily maintenance processes. These daily maintenance processes are critical for a few reasons. Number one, your daily maintenance processes are critical to help maintain the organization of your room. Number two, your daily maintenance processes are critical because it helps with the closeout of the room. And number three, your daily maintenance processes are critical for your job scorecard or your observations or your training. So all of it is interconnected, and let me explain to you a little bit more about why I'm coaching you this way. Number one, whenever you have a daily maintenance workflow, it should include what a staff member should do to open up your room, to close your room, and also to document how well they've managed your room throughout the day. Once they document, or in other words, use a checklist stating that certain things have been done, that's when you have someone in administration just do the closeout to ensure that either the closeout in the room is accurate or there's some items that need to be addressed. You can also do peer-to-peer accountability. It's just according to how strong your team is. However, this type of management is not just for you to collect paper and data and to just say, oh, she did it and clock out. No, it is because as a CEO, when you start capturing KPIs, you start measuring the success of your systems, you start measuring the success of your team and their effort and performance. And when it comes to measuring the success of your team, effort, and performance, there has to be documentation. That's going to really disrupt some of the ways that we've had as CEOs by just being able to look at a person and be like, oh, no, she can't work. Oh, no, she's not going to work. Oh, no, she's not going to do her job right. You know how we do, CEOs. Don't have me out here by myself. We can just really look at a person and really can tell if they're going to really do well in our business. Well, now when it comes to employees, having great employees is not an easy task and it takes investment. So before you just use your intuitive skills, be sure that you have some practical skills that you're utilizing too, which will derive from their closeout. The right checklist will give you the right information whether or not this team member is able to truly perform the task and able to truly do the job. If you don't have the right checklist, then you're not capturing the right data. The data that you should capture is how well they maintain your daily processes that you put in place for your room. So many of you, if you're lost with what I'm saying, then you definitely are a prime candidate for the Learn New Systems webinar, which right now is a great time for me to stop, take you behind the scenes as to why you should become a part of the Learn New Systems webinar. All right, let's go behind the scenes. If you can't leave your childcare business and return and your classrooms are organized, trust me, it is not your teachers, it's your systems. As a CEO, you want to put a standardized way of organizing your classrooms. Like pictured here, we have our alphabets, our circle time, and our numbers. Now this is a smaller preschool room, but you have to have systems in place as a CEO. Let me show you these systems. Now, when a person comes into our classroom, we have what we call the Jumpstart Your Day. So everything they need to run my classroom is here. Now, if you as a CEO have not created your videos so that your videos match your system so they can train on how to use your systems, trust me, it is not your teachers. It is because you don't have systems or a setup. Let me show you what a standardized setup look like. So welcome to my after school setup for childcare business owners. Now, as you can tell, look, check this out. This is a standard. Even in this room, we have alphabets, circle time, and numbers. It could look different, but the standard is in place. If you are having an aha moment by watching this video and you want me to help you, be sure to click the link in my bio, get these digital downloads, or even book a call for me to help you with your systems today. All right, guys, so if you have not gone to get your spot, you better go run and get your spot right now, because what I'm saying, if it's like, what is she saying? That don't make no sense to me, then you better come to this Learn New Systems webinar because it is for you. So let's get into it. Now, the first step to your daily maintenance checklist is your teacher classroom daily checklist. And like I said before the break, that you need to make sure that this checklist is not just any type of checklist, but it's an order and flow, a rhythm and routine to their day. This checklist is going to empower them to do step number 2, which is the classroom closeout. That is what you are preparing your team members to do. You're preparing your team to open up your room and close your room successfully. All right, and then number 3, in order for you as a CEO to feel confident that everyone in your organization is responsible, then this should be included in your center closeout. Your center closeout, it could be digital, it could be pen and paper, where your center director is sending over to you approval that her building has been successfully closed out, meaning she's done her walkthrough or he's done their walkthrough, and what they're looking for on your checklist has been checked off and done. If there's something that can't be checked off, they have notified your home office, your corporate office. That person has been notified. So this is why having a closeout process is a part of your daily maintenance workflow, because this is something you have for your team members to open and close your business each day. So you want to make sure that they are reporting. Next is Deep Clean Friday checklist. Now, this is where a lot of you CEOs really drop the ball, because Deep Clean Fridays it's essential, especially if you operate based on a business model. Our business model at the School of Systems require that we have our number systems updated, our table systems updated, carpet systems updated, Cubby systems, with being with the child's first name, last name, or initials or something. When I do my tours, I'm always looking at my clients' cubbies. And you can tell if Fridays is a really deep clean Friday with the right actions that have to be taken, because when I look at a walkthrough on Monday morning and the children's names are missing, the cubbies are overflowing, you got all kinds of stuff in the top of the cubbies, that lets me know there was no deep clean Friday. So your deep clean Friday is essential to your daily maintenance workflow, because if they're not maintaining it Monday through Thursday, when Friday comes, they still got a whole lot of whatever else wasn't maintained. So deep clean Friday is for them to catch up what wasn't done so that they'll start off a fresh week. Now, this classroom environment is so important because it maintains your standard. And I tell you guys this all the time. You cannot create a standard if you do not have a standard in your rooms. So in order to do the standardized setup, one will need to have a classroom environment checklist, which manages the setup. This is when your director can walk in the room, give instruction, give clarity, talk about materials, encourage your teachers to put the items where they go at, make sure that the labels are there. This is a part of maintenance. You have to maintain your system. And then after that, your directors, your admin team, they should have some type of weekly closeout with you. This weekly closeout is essential because as a CEO, you do have weekly meetings with your admin team, right? And so there are some strategies that you want to ensure that you are addressing during your leadership meeting, and classroom should be a part of that strategy. So then during their weekly closeout, they're going to give you a real clear, up-to-date overall view of what's been going on with the classrooms, who's been performing well and who hasn't. Why? Because that weekly closeout does what? It goes into your KPI report. Your KPI report could be where you are tracking how often your classrooms are closed at 100%. It could be tracking how well your closeouts are for your whole center. It doesn't have to just be limited to classroom. And then you could measure the performance of your team. You can measure what topics you need to train more around. You can measure what your meeting should be about, because what your data is that you're receiving from those classroom check closeouts, those weekly closeouts, those center closeouts, that data is for you as a CEO to tell you how to improve the skill set of your labor force. Now, I know several CEOs may not look into childcare as being so intentional, but I am only speaking to those of you who desire intentional leadership, intentional actions in their room, intentional workforce, intentional work being performed. Like, you just don't want just another daycare. So if that is you, then I am 100% sure that if you have a need for someone to help you create your systems, then I am the coach for you. I just wholeheartedly know that, because many of you are what we call legacy CEOs. You're ready to ensure that you have the proper layout, workflow, systems, and processes in place. And that's my main gifting. That's where I come in to help you. So be sure to click the link below, book your virtual walkthrough so I can walk through your center and determine what systems are missing and how to help you get those systems in place. Well, all right, you guys, this was a very intense training, but you need information because information changes the season of your life. If you are ready for that season change, click the link below. And as always, remember, if you manage the childcare business that you love, you will love the childcare business that you manage. Bye, you guys. Returning back to your childcare business frustrates you before you even walk through the door. 9 times out of 10, you are missing 4 must-haves in order to run an organized childcare business. Most CEOs like yourself know that systems are to replace you and to give your team a standard in order to follow. Most of you are missing the standard. That's why you're frustrated. I want for you to join me in my upcoming webinar by heading over to learnnewsystems.com, because the 4 steps I am going to teach you is where you will discover how, number 1, to put the right systems in place. Those systems include a classroom setup. If your setup's not in place, you're going to always be frustrated. Let me show you how to eliminate frustration and walk in your CEO status.